Hello. So now I'm in the comfort of my own home and, chilling in my room. Militia Uncut, chilling with Kay. I think that's what I'm going to call this theme. Yeah, part three. Subscribe, wherever that button is. Patreon, wherever that link is, if we have one. You gotta say these things because that's what YouTubers do. Anyways, continuing from what I was talking about with my father, I don't really know where I left off. I probably could have watched the footage, right? But what is that on my curtain? No, it's nothing. All right. Yeah. But basically, to sum it all up, what my father is just a really big influence on my life. He talks to me about a lot of things and gives me a sense of confidence, and he's found ways to teach me things that I probably wouldn't understand from other people. But my dad has a way of breaking things down to me to make me really get what he's saying. And he's good for that because that's what he does. Like, my dad works with children, at-risk youth and stuff like that. That's been his career for I don't even know how long. So, my dad is a great mentor, and even me now trying to be a mentor, I kind of look to my father and the example that he leads, and just kind of using that as a reference for me as I continue on my journey trying to be, the best mentor I can. Um, and yeah, that's about it with my dad. His biggest thing was just teaching me to be confident in myself, and it's very much a thing that runs in our side of the family. Just that confidence, that not arrogance, but just that it's that pride that's like, man, we know what we doing. For the men and women in our family, we just know, like, we got this. We got this. We got the juice. We got the sauce. We got the swag. We got that realness, and it's this energy that just brings people to us. They want to stick around us, and it's like when you tap into that and you feel it, whatever is ain't no telling what you can do, and the people you can meet, and who you can influence, and who will in turn influence you. And I've seen that in my life with my father, with my cousins, with my uncles. So it's a cool thing. Um, and that's kind of, yeah, the best way to wrap that up is just my father taught me to just love who I am and be confident in who I am. And I'm still working on that just because I'm a little bit more sensitive than my father is. So there's a lot of things that don't bother my father that bother me. And I don't dust it off as quick. I hold on to things a little bit longer. And that's something I'm working on. What is a new topic that I could talk about today? The Oscars are tonight. I didn't do what I said I was gonna do. I wanted to watch all the movies that are nominated in, like, the big categories, like picture, director, all the acting categories, stuff like that. Because I wanted to see who I would actually pick out of the people who are nominated. Because there's a lot of snubs. I think that if Bill Street Could Talk, I think was snubbed and should have been nominated for Best Picture and Best Director. I think Claire Foy was snubbed for Best Supporting Actress for First Man. A lot of people are saying Emily Blunt was snubbed for both A Quiet Place and Mary Poppins Returns. I didn't watch Mary Poppins Returns, so I don't know. But for A Quiet Place, she was good in it. I think the daughter was better than, I think she was the best performance in the whole movie. And I liked John Krasinski as the dad, but and I think he should have got a directing nomination. Bradley Cooper should have got a directing nomination for A Star Is Born. John David Washington snubbed at the Oscars for Black Klansman. He definitely should have been nominated because he was nominated in a lot of the other like award ceremonies. Looking back on it and watching the performance, because I've been debating this a lot. When it comes to Michael B. Jordan for Black Panther, I had to really think about it because how I feel with superhero movies and how I feel about Black Panther, I love Black Panther. I love what it meant for us as a culture. I love how successful it was, and the fact that we backed it the way that we did. In terms of like the album and the photo shoots and everything that it did for us, and the message that it sent out to Hollywood. The fact that it was directed by a Black man, and made the money that it made, as successful as it was, with the cast that it had, the production, the costume design, the score, and when I look at it that way and what it represents, I do think that the movie deserves its Best Picture nomination. And I didn't fully agree with it at first because to me, it felt like the thing that bothers me about it is that I believe that it's a movie that if it wasn't Black Panther, and I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way, but like if it wasn't Black Panther, it wouldn't have got that nomination because it was like, to me, the Academy kind of got backed into a corner, and I feel like they just gave them the nomination, which is fine because it probably won't win anyway. But, and a nomination is a nomination. It's a victory all around, which, and it does deserve it. I just don't feel that the Academy truly feels that it deserves it. I feel like you nominated it because you felt like you had to. And I might be wrong, but that's just how it feels. Because when they were suggesting that they would do a Best Popular Film category, I truly feel like Black Panther would have been put in that category and then not nominated for the actual Best Picture award. But since they got rid of that, it was like, yeah, we're going to throw it in there. And like I said, when I think about the whole thing in general, as a production, it does deserve its Best Picture nomination. As a movie, and that's the weird thing when it comes to Best Picture. When you say Best Picture, because the winner of the Best Picture award is the producer of the movie. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but the winner actually goes to the producers of the movie because the director gets the Best Director award. You know what I mean? So it's like, as a production overall and making that movie, I believe it does deserve a Best Picture nomination. But in that same token, I would argue that Avengers Infinity War deserved a Best Picture nomination as well. Because one, from a directing standpoint, what the Russo brothers did with that movie and bringing all those franchises together is a tremendous achievement. And at the same time, the script, I think, works because it combines the script writing of all the different franchises. The visual effects, I mean, even though that's its only nomination, but the visual effects, crazy. I think Infinity War has a great score. And I like that movie more than Black Panther. If I'm being 100% honest, I think it's a better made film. Um, I think because it balances out everything the way that it does, it's cool. The only strike against it is, for me, is that it's clearly a part one. Like Endgame, even though it's called Endgame and they're saying that it's two different movies or two different tones, which could be true, it's clearly a part one. The way that the movie ends, it's the Empire Strikes Back of the MCU. And it's like, that's cool, but you know that it's like a part of something. And that would be my only real strike against it. And the impact of it isn't as strong because of the characters that, spoiler alerts for whoever hasn't seen it, but like for the characters that did die, and knowing that they'll probably come back in Endgame, the impact of it, knowing it doesn't hit as hard, because it's like you go into it knowing, all right, most likely these characters are going to come back because the next movie is coming out next year. So it's like, that's my only thing. But as a movie, as a picture, as a production, I feel like Infinity War deserved a nomination too. But Black Panther does deserve its nomination, and people have been debating that. They've been debating that with a lot of these movies. Honestly, I think this is a pretty like whack year in terms of the movies that are nominated. I feel like a lot of movies are just nominated because they needed to fill space, which blows mine, because you have 10 slots, but you only nominated 8 movies. So if you had a 9th and 10th slot, you should have put in If Beale Street Could Talk. You could have put in some other movies that people like. I don't have anything in particular to think of, but like, or Infinity War. And in terms of superhero movies, like I said on a little tangent that I'm doing, I feel like Logan should have been nominated for Best Picture a couple years back. Patrick Stewart should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his performance as Professor X. That was his best performance of Professor X out of all the movies. Definitely should have got a nomination. And to go back to my original thought, Michael B. Jordan, I've been debating whether or not he deserved a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Because, see, the thing is, Killmonger is going to be remembered like for a long time. The look of the character, the quotes of that character, the storyline of that character, like the deepness of what was going on with Killmonger, like, and he played that part, I feel like he's not in the movie enough, but then short performances are good too. Look at A Star Is Born, Sam Elliott. I loved his performance. He's only in like 4 or 5 scenes, if that, but he kills it. Totally deserves his nomination. I would like it if he won. But, whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to decide, because like how Sylvester Stallone with Creed, if he deserved his nomination because he killed it, I feel like this would be his version of that. Like, it's kind of like when Heath Ledger was nominated for The Dark Knight, and then like Christian Bale was nominated for the Fighter like a couple years later, because he deserved that nomination and killed it. I feel, and The Fighter isn't really necessarily a fantastic movie, but his performance was dope and he deserved to win. So I feel like with Michael B. Jordan, I kind of feel like he deserves a nomination. But again, this is why I wanted to watch all the movies, because I wanted to see all the other movies with the people who were nominated and to see whether they deserved their nomination. If I could replace it, like just off of the people that are nominated this year, I would replace Sam Rockwell's nomination with probably Michael B. Jordan for Black Panther, or either that or Timothée Chalamet, I think I'm saying his name right, for Beautiful Boy. He could have been nominated because a lot of people were saying his performance was really good. I didn't see it, but a lot of people were saying that his performance was really, really good and that he probably should have been nominated. and I would have watched it if it was if it was in the nominees, because I only wanted to watch the nominees. But he's not nominated, so whatever. Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, I had a friend tell me that it was a really good movie, but I know that that movie has a lot of historical inaccuracies, so not really sure how I feel about that. Although my man's performance as Freddie Mercury, just from the clips that I've seen, he killed it, and I was surprised that he won that Golden Globe. But that kind of like spearheaded his whole thing. He probably will win. Out of the people that are nominated, again, John David Washington got snubbed. But out of the people that are nominated for Best Lead Actor, I would like it if Bradley Cooper won. But again, that's because I didn't watch everything. I could see them giving it to Christian Bale for Dick Cheney, because again, just off the sheer magnitude of his transformation into the character. And Christian Bale is just a fantastic actor. Like, he really blew up after Batman. I mean, he was in stuff before Batman, but after playing Batman, like the stuff he was doing, like people were like, yeah, you gotta watch Christian Bale, or whatever. Let's see. Who's nominated for Best Actress, like lead actress? Oh yeah, I want Lady Gaga to win personally, because I saw A Star Is Born. So I like what she did in it. They're probably gonna give it to Glenn Close. If Olivia Colman wins, I won't be mad. I haven't seen The Favorite. See, and I'm mad because I was so busy with like my jobs, and I've been like doing other stuff and focusing on my music, so I haven't really been able to like sit down and just watch a bunch of movies. I just don't have that time like that. But I wanted to watch The Favorite because all three of the main characters are nominated, and Olivia Colman, again, from the clips I've seen, that is a crazy role, and she did win a Golden Globe, I believe. What did she win? No, she won. Yeah, she did, for lead in a musical or comedy, and Glenn Close won for drama. Yep. So they're probably gonna give it to Glenn Close. Although if Olivia Colman won, like I said, I wouldn't be mad. But I want Lady Gaga to win because I saw the movie and I liked her performance in it. Same way I feel about Bradley Cooper. I feel like people are snubbing it and not giving it its credit because it's a remake. But it's like the movie gets reimagined every time. Like, the characters aren't the same, and the events in the movie are very similar, and the overall like arc is the same, but the way that it's done is different. Like, these are all new songs, original things, and the interpretation and the fact that Bradley Cooper, I don't know, I give Bradley Cooper a bunch of credit for his first time directing and doing his own singing, helping to write some of the songs. Like, Bradley Cooper deserves a bunch of credit for what he did with A Star Is Born, and I'm kind of mad that they're not showing him the love that I think he deserves, just because, like, oh, it's a remake. But it's a good movie, and he did a really good job with it. And his performance is one of my favorite of his performances. My favorite Bradley Cooper performances are probably the first Hangover, Limitless. I didn't see American Hustle. I did see American Sniper. He was good in that. And A Star Is Born. It's good in The Star. It's good in the A-Team too. Yeah, So, and then Best Supporting Actress. Controversial opinion. I want Regina King to win. I'm not necessarily sure she's the best performance, because I saw If Beale Street Could Talk, and I liked the movie, and she was great in it, but it's not even her best performance out of like all the movies she's ever been in. It's not even her best performance. Honestly, she was better in Ray, I think, than in this. She should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress when she did Ray. But and when I watch that movie, she's not the person that like I'm remembering. Even in that big scene that she has in the beginning of the movie, because they like use it in the commercials, and I thought that it was gonna be like a bigger scene for her, but it's not even. She doesn't really do anything until the end of the scene, and it's a good like good scene, but she doesn't really do much. And it's that kind of like understated performance, which I guess for the understatement of it and just being like a great mom and caring, loving mom, like I said, she gives a good performance. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve her nomination. And she's been winning, and I'm happy for her. But for me, controversial opinion, I don't necessarily think she's the best supporting actress out of the nominees. Now, again, I haven't watched all of the movies because, again, I didn't see The Favorite. And I really wanted to see The Favorite because of the fact that both Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz are nominated. And I think I'm saying her last name right, because I think it's a V sound, not a W. But, like, and the fact that both of them are nominated, I think they cancel each other out. But I wanted to watch it and see, because, I don't know, it just feels like the kind of movie where like one of their performances is just gonna like steal the show and blow everybody away. And like when I watch If Beale Street Could Talk, she doesn't steal the show. She's not the one I walk away thinking about like, oh man, yeah, Regina King's role was like, whoa, so crazy. Like it's like with A Star Is Born, Sam Elliott, in every scene that he's in, it's so important and he kills it. And he like blows it away. And I'm just like, even this one scene, he kind of like just has this look on his face. It's like an expression. And you just feel everything in those couple split seconds. And I'm like, that is what I'm talking about. Kills it. And Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper kill it. And their story is what I'm thinking about. But like, I'll think back and I'm like, yeah, Sam Elliott like killed it. To me, the dads in If Beale Street Could Talk were more interesting to me than what Regina King was doing. She was really good in her one of her last scenes, like near the end. I felt it. I felt the frustration, and I felt like that pain of like, ugh. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what scene I'm talking about. Like the scene with the picture when she like is trying to like, it's like, oh my god, like, you know. But I don't know. Kiki Lane was great as the lead. I think she should have been nominated for Best Actress, honestly, because she was really, really great in it. Their love story is what I walk away remembering. I don't walk away trying to think about what Regina King did. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm glad she's nominated, but if she doesn't win, I won't be mad. I won't say she was robbed. It'd be great if she wins. Same with Mahershala Ali. If he wins, I'll be happy for him. Not necessarily sure he is the best supporting actor. And in Green Book, he's really a lead in the movie. So I don't understand. And the movie's about him. I don't understand why he's the supporting actor, but they do, because it's like him through the eyes of the white guy, Viggo Mortensen character. So I get it. Like, that's the framework of it. But he's like a co-lead. So it's whatever. But if he wins, I'm going to be happy for him. You know? Regina King probably will win tonight. It'd be surprising if she doesn't. And again, happy for her if she does. But she might not actually be the best performance out of the people that are nominated. I don't know. This is why I wanted to watch all the movies so that I could actually give a real informed opinion. But that's just how I feel off of what I'm seeing. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah. I just thought about it again. Black Panther definitely deserves its Best Picture nomination. I wasn't too sure about it before, like a couple weeks ago. I wasn't necessarily sure. But it does deserve its Best Picture nomination. It probably won't win. Probably won't. If I had to pick a winner for tonight, my prediction, I think Roma will win Best Picture. Alfonso Cuarón will probably win Best Director. Best actor, I'm gonna go with Christian Bale. Best actress, I'm gonna give it to Glenn Close. Best supporting actor, probably Mahershala Ali. Best supporting actress, probably Regina King. So we'll see what happens, and that'd be dope if they both win tonight. So let's go Oscars. That's kind of all I got for today, and for this episode, y'all be cool. Militia Uncut, chilling with K.